Yo, what's up? Bob here. Welcome to the Bob Bradley YouTube channel. As the year comes to a close, I thought I would look back and see what the best finds of the year were. As the year was progressing, I really didn't feel like I was finding much good stuff, but as I looked back at my Discogs, I found some pretty cool records. In particular, a lot of records that I've been looking for a long time. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 10, these are in no real particular order, but kind of roughly ranked to how much I like them. Number 10, The Decline of Western Civilization. This is a soundtrack. Darby Crash here on the front. One of the classic punk rock soundtracks. Part 2 is more of a metal thing. I had been looking for this for a while. This is very early on Slash with the yellow label. A month later, I found this one on that typical Slash label. Yeah, I always wanted this to kind of complete my punk rock soundtrack collection, and this year I found 2 copies out of nowhere. One a little cooler than the other. The Decline of Western Civilization. We got Black Flag, Circle Jerks, Fear, The Germs, X. What more could you ask for? I was in Indianapolis, up at Luna Music. I was up there to see Herbie, I believe, in concert, when I found this beautiful, minty copy of Duke Pearson's Sweet Honey Bee. Now, if you know about this record, you know that the master tapes are not good. I don't even think they exist. There will never be an analog reissue of this record, so when I saw this super clean copy on Blue Note, this is a Liberty, I believe. Yes, it is. I believe it came out on Liberty. I had to snatch it up. It's a pretty good record. Probably not Duke Pearson's best, but a good record, and it won't be available for reissue in an all analog format. So it had to come home. At some point, super early in the year, I found a group of Sun Ra records. All of them were good, great condition, but the clear winner was this one, Sun Ra in Egypt. This is a very hard to get record. Super expensive, really, but it's killer. It's on Praxis. This one is near mint, except for this little boo-boo up here at the top. That said, I was super stoked on this. This is a great sounding record from a sonic standpoint. I got this one about 4 months in. Really cool. Paid up for it. I think I paid $80 for this. Pixies Doolittle. This is the DMM copy. It's an original pressing, but it is the direct metal master version. Kind of an audiophile version of the record. A lot of people really like this. It goes for a little bit of money. I didn't have a nice original pressing of this record, so I snatched it. It's in great shape. Near mint. Speaking of records that are near mint, I didn't have, I wanted, I'd been looking for the whole deal. Oh, Soundgarden. Down on the Upside. Pretty News, Burden in My Hands, Blow Up the Outside World. Yeah, I think this was 96 this came out in. At the time, I didn't see it as good as Super Unknown or even as bad Motorfinger. I still don't, but it's a really good record. Sounds great. Beautiful original pressing here. Very, very clean. Custom labels. Killer fine. I had a big coupon on this one because it was at half price. And I think I paid around $40 for this. Worth every penny. Speaking of records, I found at half price book now. I did pay up for this. It was in the little lock box. Super annoying. But I saw it and I thought, oh, I had my whole card filled out. I had the 25% off on this. And I thought, why not? Rodriguez from Coming from Reality, yes. On Sussex. Nice, clean disc. You know, these covers, they take a little bit of a beating because this is that die cut cover and everything. But I was super happy to get this. You gotta love Rodriguez. I did finally get a copy of this long time grail. I was on a search for this. I have a small list of grail records that I don't talk about that much because I actually want to find them. And this was one of the ones that was on that list, and I finally got it in my hands. Tony Rice, Native American. I showed this recently. It's a beautiful audiophile level record. Tony, perfect master on the acoustic guitar. Beautiful singing voice. The whole nine. This is a great sounding record. Of course, it is on Rounder. And also, a gold stamp promo. Paid $55 for this. If you're watching this, thank you, sir. You were more than fair. Another half-price book's fine. I tore it up at half price this year, to be perfectly honest. But I had a copy of this. Not as clean as this one. This one is super nice. $20. Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde. Yep, this is a Claudia. And it is a 2-eye mono. Yes, that's right. This is a great record. Everybody knows this record. Bob, super legendary figure. Possibly the most important songwriter of the 20th century and beyond. Now that there's a movie coming out, or out, I think it's out, there could be some renewed interest in Bob. So so I'm glad I got this when I did, because these are getting harder and harder to find. I'll probably move my lesser than copy on and just keep this one for the collection. Very cool. Here's a record I wish I would have gotten for $20, but paid about $60 for, and it was worth it. This is a super clean copy of Guy Clark's old #1. It's a hard record to get. There was a flea going on down on the river, and I went down there, and lo and behold, one of the sellers, super nice guy, had this record for $60, and I said, I'll take that on that black RCA Victor label. I do love everything on that RCA label for some reason. Every time I get a record that's on that label, I love it. And this is one of them. Iconic cover, really killer. Great, great record. Last but not least, a record I picked up at the undisclosed location. That's right, folks. $25. Great condition. I've been on a search for this record for quite some time. I was seeing it, but everything was over $100 and not that clean. When I saw this for $25, super clean at the undisclosed location. Yep, it was a day of celebration. The Velvet Underground's Loaded. Bam! Listen, I know it's not that huge of a score, but for a record that I have been looking for an OG of for a long time, it was a big deal. Boom. On Coalition. Great shape. Great record. Lou Reed. Rest in peace. Yeah. So those were probably my 10 best finds of the year. You know, I was gifted some pretty epic things this year, like the Top Loader mono white album. Thanks, Matt. And the Horzu Magical Mystery Tour. Thanks, Frank. So, so those were huge additions to the collection, and I'm very thankful for all that and for these 10 records. So, until we meet again, that's right, folks. Bob out.